why I regret telling anyone about trading. So the first thing I wanted to talk about was doubt. Doubt from those that you least expect it from. For example, your parents, close friends, loved ones, your boyfriend, your girlfriend, siblings, brothers, sisters, just, people who you would expect to believe in you and always be there by your side. For some reason, when already being that entrepreneur, trying to figure it out on your own, that's already one thing on its own. But the stock market, investing, when people hear that, they just, mainly, middle class, lower class, they're not really financially literate in that aspect. They just see the stock market as just like some gambling thing. You put money in, either you make some or you lose some, and majority of the time a lot of people lose money because they're gambling. They just put it in and without any knowledge on the market. And upper class, that's a little more viable. A lot, they're more open to that. You tell them, I want to get into trading. They know a little bit more about the stock market, but if you tell them, you want to be like a day trader or something like that, they'll still be a little skeptical. But mainly I'm talking about, the middle class, lower class upbringing, because, trying to make it out of a family that has not a lot stock market, they're not going to have a lot of knowledge on the stock market. So it's going to be pretty hard to convince them that you want to pursue a career in that. And that doubt will mainly come from just their own self-limiting beliefs. If you are going to tell people, you have to really be aware that when people doubt you, it's because of their own self-limiting beliefs, which means that they believe that they themselves can't do that. They themselves can't succeed in that field of business or whatever. So they're trying to project that those self-limiting beliefs onto you, and that is what that doubt really is. So you can't take that doubt and absorb it, because that negative energy will feed into you and that will cause a lot more mental issues, mental struggles that you have to deal with. A lot of parents in our generation, or if you're my age, like a teenager to like 25, and you're trying to pursue this entrepreneurship journey, they're gonna, their brain is hardwired to, go to school, get a good paying job, retire off pension, buy a house, and get a family and work until you're dead. That's what is hardwired into their brain. That's what's coded into their brain. And when you try and deviate from that code, you try and rewrite the code, they're not going to be too happy with that. They're not going to understand. And you have to understand that the way they grew up in the society they grew up in is completely different to the one that we are growing up in now. And one thing I just want to say is you can't get mad at them, bro. You can't get mad at your parents for not supporting you, because at the end of the day, they just want what's best for you in their eyes. Even though it may not be what is in reality what's best for you, it's just what's best for you based off of what they believe. So you can't get mad at them. At the end of the day, they're still your parents. They just want to make sure that you're okay. You can't be upset about that, because that's just based off of what they know. So yeah, back to that doubt I was talking about. That negative energy that you receive will compound inside of your mind when you're going through hard times in trading. For example, like you have a rough time in trading. I'll go more into detail later on in the video, but for just a quick example, you have a hard time in trading and then you start doubting yourself. You're like, man, I don't really know if this is going to work out. I don't know if I should keep doing this. And then all of a sudden you'll have those other doubts from all the other people that you told that will start feeding onto that self-doubt that you already have. And you're like, oh, my dad did say this, or my mom did say this, or my friend did say this, maybe they're right. And then that doubt will compound your self-doubt already. And it's like the chances of you giving up and you failing, quote unquote, because failure is a choice. So the chances of you giving up and listening to that self-doubt exponentially increases due to that negative energy from other people, and why would you want to put that on yourself when you can easily avoid that and make it a lot less susceptible to give into to that self-doubt, if that makes any sense. And there will be moments where maybe you don't have self-doubt, but you're like, oh, I want to give up, or I'm going to give up. But there will be moments where you question, is this really worth it? Or, just stuff like, this is really hard, and like it's going to take a lot for me to succeed in this. And then those doubts from other people, that negative energy, all of a sudden you'll start remembering it, and it's like you will completely forget about it until that moment comes where you start, that negative energy starts building up in you, and then the universe will just magically start planting all the other doubt from other people into your brain, and it just compounds and feeds into that negative energy. So that's one reason. People, especially older people, when you tell them what you're trying to do and pursue, they're just going to say that, oh, you just lack life experience, you don't know what you're doing, all you young people think that you know everything in the world, but just wait. And that sentence, just wait, or you will learn one day, that is literally people preying on your downfall. And why would you want people preying on your downfall on your way to success? Like that makes no sense. You're adding extra negative doubt and extra negative energy onto your journey, and it's just unnecessary. It's not needed. And obviously not everyone in the world is like this. Not everyone you tell will doubt you, but majority of the people will, and especially parents. And yeah, you'll just have people waiting for you to fail, waiting to tell you, I told you so. And that will always linger in your mind. I'm telling you right now, if you tell people and they're like, just wait and see, just you'll learn one day, you'll always have that thought in your mind throughout your whole entire journey of you going to that person and telling them that, like, oh yeah, man, this isn't working out, I don't know if I want to do this. And then you know what they're gonna say? I told you so. You should have listened to me from the start. And then boom, just like that, your limitless potential as a human being is shattered. All because of another person. Adding on to that limitless belief as a human being, other people, not even other people, majority of the people, probably 90 something percent of the population have self-limiting beliefs. And when you tell other people that, you're trying to max out your potential, they're not gonna believe in you. They're not gonna trust you because they have those limiting beliefs on themselves. So why would they not imply those limits onto you as well? So that's what their brain is automatically hardwired to do as well. When you tell someone that you're trying to, break through those limits, but they have those limits set on themselves, it's not going to make sense to them. It's like trying to tell, like a 1900s, the first ever computer to exist, trying to run a AI chat GPT code through that. It's like it's not gonna make sense, and they're not gonna understand, and they're not gonna believe in you. And even if they do, like, see you doing well, that's gonna make them even more doubtful, because what you're doing essentially is you're portraying a mirror image of what they could have been if they would have also, went for their full potential. But since they're just sitting there not doing anything, just wasting their life, and they see you doing a lot better, they're automatically going to get jealous, envious, all of those negative emotions, because you're a self-reflection of what they could have been, and they're not going to like that at all. When it goes bad, they will doubt you even more. But what I mean by that is, let's say you're trading, you told your family about it, and you blow your account. Let's say you blow your live account of $5,000. That's a reasonable amount. And then you go to your family, they're like, oh, how's trading going? And you're like, oh, I just lost all my money. I lost all $5,000. Now, what do you honestly think is gonna go through their brain when you tell them that? You think, oh, it's okay, you'll learn and you'll do better. You really think that's what's gonna go through their mind? And even if they do say that out loud, do you really think that's what they're thinking deep down inside? No. You have to be honest, bro. You already know where you already know what they're gonna be thinking. They're gonna be thinking, this guy doesn't know what he's doing. He's gonna lose all his money. He should have just listened to me. All this additional doubt to what they were initially feeling. You're just adding on to that by telling them about your journey. And as a trader, you're going to have setbacks. You're going to have failures. You're going to have blown accounts. And you're going to go through a rough period in life. And that extra doubt from other people when you're at your lowest point, that's how they get you. That is how the devil gets you right there. You're at your lowest point, and those people that you expect to hold you up when your knees don't hold you up anymore, and all they do is let you fall to the ground and start kicking you, that's how they get you to give up. That's how they get you to fail. You don't want to know how it feels when you're at a very low point in your trading journey and you have no one to talk to. So you say, you know what, you're gonna try and reaching out to someone, family member, a loved one, sibling, close friend. You tell them about, I'm trying to do trading, but it's not really going well right now. I've lost a lot of money. So you're at a low point. You're expressing yourself to them, to that person, and they say, maybe you should just stop. Maybe you should just give up. Try something else. This clearly isn't working, so just try something else. And when you're at your lowest point, you will be very, very susceptible to that doubt. And there goes your potential. There goes that dream lifestyle that you ever dreamed of living. And it sucks that what I just explained right now has been the reality of so many people. So much wasted potential because of other people's doubt. Another thing that you will experience is trying to prove everyone wrong. And the reason that this is a bad thing in trading mainly is because psychology and what you're focusing on mentally is number one importance in trading. And if the only thing that you're thinking is, oh, I'm gonna prove these people wrong, I'm gonna make so much money, I'm gonna do it right in their face and throw 100,000 in their face and be like, now what? When you're only focused on that, that will be your downfall. And it may not make sense, especially if you're watching this and you're a new trader, you're a beginning trader, you don't really understand the psychology aspect of trading yet. But when you're only focused on trying to prove other people wrong, that will have a very, very big impact on your performance as a trader and your mental. It'll fill up your mental capacity with things that shouldn't be there, instead of the actual important things like risk management, following your model, sticking to the plan. Those are the things that you should be focusing on. But if you're just focusing on, oh, I need to make money today, so I can prove my mom wrong, prove my friend wrong, he said this isn't going to work out, so I'm going to make some money today, then you're going to force a setup that's not there, take a loss, try and get that loss back, take an even bigger loss, and then blow your account. And then what are you going to tell him? What are you going to tell your friend or your parent or your loved one when they say, oh, how's trading going? What are you going to tell them after you just blow your account? You just blew your account. That's a very, very awkward and tough situation to be in. And you don't want to be in that situation. Another thing with telling people about your trading is that when you're succeeding, oh man, you want to tell the whole world. It's very easy to talk about trading when you're doing well. But when you do poorly, and those people that have no idea how trading works, and they have those same expectations that when you're doing well to just be like consistent, making, let's say you made $1,000 today, and then tomorrow your friend comes up to you, is like, oh, how trading go today? And you already know that they're gonna have that $1,000 day in mind because you just did that yesterday. So you going into that next day with that in mind, like, oh, I have to make $1,000 again, so that when he asks, I'll be ready. Again, you're focused on the wrong things, and that's just gonna lead to your downfall in trading. You can't be focused on the money, and you'll understand this one day if you're newer. But if you have some experience with trading, live funds mainly, you'll know what I'm talking about. Focusing on the money is never a good thing. And yeah, just people will hold those high expectations when you're doing well, especially in the beginning when you're inconsistent, you don't really know what you're doing, and you just get lucky. Man, that's just gonna be so much added pressure onto yourself, on top of succeeding, on top of changing your family tree, on top of getting your family out of the trenches. All of this pressure that you already have on yourself, on top of risk management, and on top of all of the extra stresses and pressure that are in trading alone, on top of changing your life and your family's life, you really think that extra pressure of high expectations from other people is going to help? No, you already have enough on your plate. You don't need any more. And like I said, when you don't meet those expectations from other people, that will make you feel bad about yourself. It'll make you feel like you're worthless because you didn't fulfill those expectations that you had from other people. You do well, you tell them about it, and then you don't do so well, and then now the people that you told, your family or your friends, they're starting to think, oh, maybe he just got lucky. It's not, trading really is just luck. It's just gambling. Stock market's just gambling. And then you're feeding into their negative view that they already have on the stock market and trading, because you had a one-hit wonder, and then now you're not doing so well. You're feeding into that, to their view of how trading is lucky and gambling, because to them, you get that one good winning day and you tell them all about it, like, oh yeah, I did this, I'm about to go spend my money on this, and then all of a sudden they're asking you, how's it going? You say it's not going so well, and they're back to that negative thinking. Oh yeah, he just got lucky. He's probably not gonna do it again. Like, even if they don't say it out loud, that is what they are thinking internally, and you have to accept that and realize that that negative energy is never going to be beneficial for your journey. So that's why I would advise to not tell anyone about your trading, even your parents, even your close friends, even your boyfriend or girlfriend. It's best to just keep it to yourself, because even if you think, oh yeah, there's no way that my parents would doubt me, they'll definitely support me, you'll be surprised. And that being surprised is the worst. It's even worse when you're thinking, oh yeah, there's no way that they'll doubt me. There's no way my friend from kindergarten will doubt me. And then you tell them, and then they're like, oh, I don't think you should be doing that. My uncle lost half his paycheck last week messing around with stocks. Man, I don't think it's gonna work. I don't think you should do that. What? Like, you're supposed to meet me by day one, and you're telling me this isn't gonna work out? Like, it's even worse when you expect support and you receive doubt. So my advice would just to be, keep your head down, grind on your own, and just surprise everyone. That's the best way to do it, in my opinion. And the thing about trading is that when you do that, it is very lonely. So that's why it's good to have a good community of people who are going through the same stuff as you, experiencing the same stuff as you, and who actually understand what you're going through, which is why I made my Discord almost 2 years ago. mainly for that purpose, you know, just a community of traders who are going through the same stuff and really understand what I'm going through, so that I have people to talk to about trading. Because when I was going through that period in life, in my trading journey, it was very lonely, and like I had no one to talk to about trading. So I figured, you know, why not build a community online so I can, you know, have people to talk to at least about, you know, anything, even just trading related. So I'll link that Discord in the description. If you're interested in joining, I highly recommend you join, because, you know, there's not a lot of people who trade like me. I have no one in my real life that I know that, you know, are pursuing the same journey that I'm pursuing. And yeah, I think it's just good to surround yourself with like-minded people. So that's it for this video. I hope you learned something from this video. If you have any similar experiences, or you want to share your experience on, you know, telling people that you trade, let me know down in the comments. If you like this video, make sure you leave a like. If you're new, I'd really appreciate the subscribe. Hit that subscribe button. And that's it for this video. So until next time, be safe.